Good evening, everyone. My name is Masingita, your insurance expert. So today I'm going to be discussing non-disclosure. So what is non-disclosure when it comes to your insurance policies? So a non-disclosure is when you as a policyholder you fail to give insurance factual information which might affect your premiums or could affect you being accepted by the insurance. So in most cases, most of the insurance at an underwriting stage, they will state that you need to disclose factual information. Factual information which could affect your, how your risk is being calculated, how much your premium is going to be. Are we even going to accept you as our policyholder if that insurance deems that the information that you're disclosing, it's the risk is too much for them to take. So in most cases, us as clients or as policyholders or insured, we don't understand non-disclosure, and we don't know what is it that we need to disclose in the first place. So at an underwriting stage where you are, and because most policies are taken over the phone, unless maybe you've got a broker. You've got a brokerage that you deal with, where they will take your information, write it down, go to the underwriter and look at the information and comes back to you and say, this is your policy, these are the terms and conditions, you need to sign up on the dotted line. But in most cases, most of our policies are taken over the phone. So over the phone, your insurance agent will explain to you, okay, and in this case, I know, and I'm very much aware that most of us, when we take policies, our only area of interest when it comes to listening to the call or listening to this self-agent on the other side, it's only how much am I going to pay. That is the most important part in most cases. That's what we are mostly interested. How much am I going to pay? We don't ask too much questions. And because there's a lot of excitement when you're taking your policy, especially, let's say, for example, you just bought yourself a new set of wheels. You're excited about your new car, you're ready to go and drive your new stinking car, and then whatever the sales agent is saying on the other side, or whatever they are reading, we actually not listening. The most important part, I'll emphasize this once again, the most important part that we fail to understand or to listen to is the terms and conditions. It's what they ask us. In most cases, we just answer or say yes to most of the things, but we only know about the premium. So today I'm going to dwell too much into non-disclosure of information. And your non-disclosure could include you being, refused an insurance previously by another insurance. Or if the risk is too much, wherever you may be living. Let's say you're living next to a mine, or you're living next to, because where there's mine, there's too much risk because there's blasting, your house could, catch fire, or your house could just fall down because there was a blast. Sorry about that. So these are some of the things that we need. Or sometimes you fail to disclose that, there was, I was convicted before. Some insurance could deem that as a risk, and they, had you told them before, they were not going to accept you. So it is important that we understand what non-disclosure is. Non-disclosure of material fact information which could affect your premiums, I will emphasize again, or if your insurance could have accepted you as a risk. So failure to do so could also affect your claim in the near future if you don't disclose, such information. I want to stress again to say that when it comes to non-disclosure, it's your duty, if you know things that I've just mentioned as important information when it comes to non-disclosure. But at the same time, the insurance, when it comes to your claim, when you put in a claim, they will need to prove to you, as they say, they could not have accepted you as a policy holder had you told them about such and such information. They will need to prove that the premium that they're charging you, they've lost money, or they will not have taken you. At the same time, they need to explain this to you when you take your policy. So at that underwriting stage, they need to explain to you that if they need to ask you, have you suffered any loss in the previous 5 years or maybe 2 years? Have you been convicted of crime? So these are some of the information that you need to take into consideration when you are taking a policy, because it's very important. You don't want to take a policy and pay for 3 years and then you suffer a loss and they say no because you did not disclose certain information. So it is very important out there as policyholders to understand what non-disclosure is, and to also do our research. And also, when you take a policy, ask questions. It's important then to ask questions to understand what is it that if there are certain jargons, because insurance has got their certain jargons that we don't understand. If you are just a policy holder, you need to go in there for you. In order for you to understand, So non-disclosure is, but non-disclosure alone needs to be broken down into to say what is non-disclosure. So what I've just mentioned now, and going forward, your insurance, if they reject your policy, they will need to provide you with call recording to prove to you that we did ask you about 1, 2, 3 information. You just did not disclose it. We did ask you if you suffered any losses in the previous 3 years. Some will say 5 years. We did ask you if there's any fire or any arson risk around your area. Have you ever been convicted of any crime? So if they fail to furnish you with that information, or if that information was never asked in the first place at the underwriting stage. So underwriting stage is when you are talking to the subservient on the phone, asking you questions. If that information was never asked, they can't use that to reject your claim, because they did not ask you. If they asked you, you would have told them, because maybe you would have remembered. Or if something that you don't remember, you will tell them, oh, okay, this happened in maybe 20 years ago. How would I remember such information? So you have a leg to stand on. or if you are faced with such claims in future where you think your insurance is using this against you, you can also go to their complaints department, take through go through their legal action. If that fails, take the second step, which is to speak to the insurance ombud. So insurance ombud is another lawyer, that's independent lawyer that deals with your case between you and your insurer. But it is also important, as I will stress again, that non-disclosure of information, it should be material fact. It's not just non-disclosure, you didn't tell me about this, but that information, the insurance must prove that had they known about it, they would have not taken you as a policy holder. So once again, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and take care of yourself, and have a prosperous New Year and a wonderful Christmas. Thank you.